Ah, there you are. Come in, come in. Don't linger on the doorstep. Nonsense, you're not bothering me at all. Always a welcome sight you are. Yes, truly. Now shake off that chill. The kettle's just about whistling. Perfect timing, wouldn't you say? Sit yourself down by the fire. Go on, make yourself comfortable. Tea? Of course you'll stay for tea. I insist. I've just got a new blend in from the Whispering Downs. It's got hints of sunberry and, oh, something else. Something floral. Smells like a spring morning. You'll love it. There we go. Careful now, the mug's a bit warm. So, tell me, how have you been keeping? Oh, really? That sounds like quite the undertaking. Yes, yes, reminds me a bit of the time Well, never mind that for now. Just glad to see you looking well. Me? Oh, same old routine. Tending the garden, reading by the fire, occasionally remembering I haven't dusted the mantelpiece in a month. Keeps me busy enough. But seeing you here, it does bring back memories. Funny how a familiar face can do that, isn't it? It reminds me of my traveling days. Seems like a lifetime ago now. Oh, the places I saw. You wouldn't believe half of it. Have I ever told you about Glimmering Grotto? Ah, well, settle in then. This tea needs proper sipping time, and so does this story. It was just after we'd navigated the Singing Marshes. Treacherous place. Lovely sound, though, if you don't mind the bog monsters humming off-key. We were looking for shelter, see, and stumbled upon this hidden valley. And in this valley, well, it wasn't rock or soil like you'd expect. The whole place, the caves, the ground, even little streams. They were made of softly glowing crystals, blues, greens, soft purples, like trapped starlight. Oh, at night it was truly something. The whole valley would just hum with light. And living there, the grotto folk, made of smooth, river-worn stone they were, but they moved like dancers. Very shy, very gentle, didn't speak words like we do. More like wind chimes and pebbles rolling in a brook. We stayed there a fortnight, I think. Learned a bit of their chime speech, you might call it. Wonderful folk. Hard to find, though. They like their peace. Yes, another biscuit. Go on, help yourself. Plenty more where that came from. That valley. It's one of those places that stays with you, Like a pleasant dream, you can still feel the warmth of when you wake. Makes all the leaky boots and missed meals worthwhile. Those moments do. Ah yes, pleasant dreams indeed. Not always so peaceful around here, mind you. Not like the grotto. Oh, it's mostly quiet, don't get me wrong. Wouldn't trade my little spot here for all the crystal caves in the world. But some things do test the patience, even in a sleepy village like ours. Take old Grumbles Hayward next door. Well, Not him so much. Bless his cotton socks, he wouldn't harm a fly. It's his pigs. Honestly, escape artists, the lot of them. Little pink terrors with snouts made for trouble. You'd think he'd reinforce that fence, wouldn't you? I've mentioned it, ever so politely, of course. Grumble, I say. Grumble, old fella. Your prize porkers have been sampling my prize-winning pumpkins again. And he just squints and says something about high spirits and a bit of neighborly sharing. High spirits? More like high-speed rooting. Found one halfway through my best patch of Shire shrooms just yesterday morning. The cheek of it. Shoved its snout right in like it owned the place. I shooed it off naturally. Waved my trowel and gave it a stern talking to. Not that it listened, just gave a sort of satisfied oink and trotted back through the gap in the hedge like it was paying me a social call. It's the petunias I worry about most. Such delicate things. A pig's hoof is not exactly gentle, is it? Found 3 trampled this morning, right under the kitchen window. I've tried patching the hedge myself, you know. Bit of twine here, a strategically placed rock there. But they're clever devils, smarter than they look. Find a new way through every time. Thinking of planting some prickle thistle along the boundary next season. Maybe that will give them pause for thought. Nothing harmful, mind you, just discouraging. Ah, well, mustn't grumble too much, I suppose. Adds a bit of spice to village life, wouldn't you say? Never a dull moment with Hayward's hogs on the loose. Another biscuit? Go on then. Best eat them before a pig wanders in and helps itself to the whole tin. Oh, this old thing. Yes. Yes, it's seen better days, hasn't it? Caught your eye, did it? Understandable. It's not your usual map of Cloverleaf Corners, is it? Found it in a dusty old shop in Port Peregrine, tucked away behind stacks of sea charts. Cost me nearly all my silver, but I had to have it. Look at the detail on those coastlines. Beautifully drawn, even if half the names are faded now. Ah, the places this map has guided me to, and the places it tried to guide me to. Maps aren't always entirely truthful, you know, especially the old ones. Part of the adventure, I suppose. See this faded line here, curling around the jagged peaks and heading east? That was a particularly memorable trek. Thought we'd find the sunken city of Eredor. Found mostly snow and very grumpy mountain goats instead. Huge ones, with horns like twisted old trees. And this smudge down here, near the Whispering Archipelago. That marks the spot where well, let's just say we had a rather unexpected encounter with a kraken, lost a very good hat that day, and nearly Barnaby. Poor lad was green for a week. Every mark, every little tear and stain. There's a story attached. Days of sunshine, weeks of rain, frostbite in the north, sunburn in the south sands. It's all there, tucked away in the creases. Doesn't cover everywhere I went, of course. Some places, well, some places aren't on any maps. You find them by luck, or by listening to the wind, or by following a particularly intriguing butterfly. It's nice to look at it now and then. Reminds an old hobbit sitting by his fire that the world is very large and very full of wonders and dangers and grumpy goats. Helps put neighbor Hayward's pigs into perspective sometimes. More tea. The pot's still quite full. There you are. Top you right up. Plenty warm still. Yes, poor Barnaby. Thinking about that kraken always makes me picture his face. Pale as a daisy he was. Not one for the open water, Barnaby. Good fellow, mind you, but happiest when his feet were planted firmly on dry land, preferably near a bakery. Funny pair we made, really. Me, always itching to see what was over the next hill or across the next sea. Him, mostly wanting to know if there'd be muffins when we got there. He was surprisingly handy in a tight spot, though, especially if said tight spot involved needing something heavy lifted or something stubborn opened. Strong as a young oak, Barnaby was. Came from a family of brewers up in the Stony Fells. We met, let me think. Oh, it must have been during that business in the glimmering grotto I told you about earlier. Or was it just before, in the Singing Marshes? My memory plays tricks these days. One adventure tends to blur into the next after so long. He had a knack for finding the best inns, I'll give him that. Didn't matter how lost we were, Barnaby could sniff out a warm hearth and a cold pint from miles away. A very useful skill, that. Last I heard, he settled down back in the fells. Married a lovely lass who runs the cheesemonger's shop, or so the rumour goes. Hope he's happy. Deserves a bit of peace and quiet. And plenty of muffins, I imagine. It's good to have companions on the road. Makes the lonely nights less lonely and the triumphs sweeter. Even the mishaps seem funnier later when you've someone to remind you how green you looked facing down a sea monster. More tea? Sunberry does the soul good, my friend. No, really, help yourself whenever the fancy strikes. Don't stand on ceremony here. It really is good to see you, you know. Truly, an old hobbit rattling around in his cottage. Well, the days can get a bit quiet sometimes. Having you drop by brightens things up wonderfully. Yes, you're a good friend for stopping in. Always were. Some folk, well, they get busy, drift away, but you always make the time. It means a great deal, it really does. Warms the heart more than the fireplace sometimes. Oh, me? How am I keeping? Oh, remarkably well. Tip-top, really, for an old fellow. Can't complain. Well, perhaps a little. The knees creak a bit more on damp mornings. You know how it is. And sometimes I forget where I put my spectacles 5 minutes after taking them off. But otherwise, fit as a fiddle. Still manage the garden, still enjoy my pipe and a good book, and my appetite's certainly showing no signs of slowing down. Dr. Willowleaf says I'm sturdy as an old oak stump. High praise coming from her. So yes, doing splendidly, especially now with good company and a fresh pot of tea. Couldn't ask for much more, could I? No, couldn't ask for much more at all. Just listen to that fire crackle. Cozy sound, isn't it? Does make the cottage feel snug, especially as the evening starts drawing in. The light's already getting that lovely golden color through the west window. Happens fast this time of year, doesn't it? Before you know it, the stars will be out. It's nice just sitting here, quiet like, watching the flames dance. Better than any fireworks, I reckon, and much warmer. You know, I was thinking of putting a stew on for supper. Nothing fancy, just some root vegetables from the garden. Maybe some of those herbs I dried last autumn. It bubbles away on the hearth for hours, makes the whole place smell wonderful. Plenty to share if you're not in a hurry to leave. Oh, think nothing of it. It's no trouble at all. Be nice to have company for supper. Good, good. That's settled then. No need to rush off into the twilight. Stay and get properly warm. Have a bite to eat. It's just pleasant, isn't it? Just being here, away from the wind and, well, away from runaway pigs too, I suppose. Just comfortable. Right then, let's get this stew bubbling away, shall we? In you go, carrots, potatoes, lovely bit of parsnip from the bottom patch. There we are. Lid on. Let the fire do its magic. Won't take long before it starts smelling like heaven in here. It's no trouble, really. Simple fare, but hearty. Good for a chilly evening. Funny handling these vegetables. Reminds me of another time with Barnaby, not involving sea monsters, thankfully. This was up in the Whispering Woods. Have I told you about those? Ah, well, peculiar place. The paths change when you're not looking, you see. 1 minute you're following a perfectly clear track. The next minute it's vanished, and you're staring at a grumpy badger who definitely wasn't there before. We got properly turned around. Lost as last year's acorns we were. I was trying to make sense of my map, which wasn't helping one bit, mind you. The trees seemed to giggle when I unfolded it, and poor Barnaby was getting rather desperate. Not for fear of being lost, oh no. He was worried we'd miss supper, and then clear as a bell on the air. He stops dead, sniffs once, twice. His eyes light up like glimmering grotto. "Bread," he says. "Someone's baking." Insisted he could smell it. I couldn't smell a thing but damp leaves and annoyed badger. But Barnaby, he followed that scent like a hound on a trail, through brambles, over streams, me puffing along behind him, trying not to lose sight of his waistcoat. And, believe it or not, he led us straight to a tiny little cottage hidden in a hollow, smoke curling from the chimney, and the most wonderful smell of fresh baked bread pouring from the window. An old gnome woman lived there, grumpy as her badgers, but she gave us directions and sold us a loaf in exchange for Barnaby fixing her squeaky door hinge. Never underestimate a hungry hobbit's nose. That's the lesson there. Especially Barnaby's. Saved us from spending a night with the whispering trees. That did. Ah, listen. The stew's singing its little song already. See? Magic. Well, now, meeting interesting folk wasn't all about grumpy gnomes and near misses with krakens, you know. A young lady I liked, eh? You are a rather nosy one, aren't you? Oh, there might have been one or two who caught this old hobbit's eye back in the day. Yes, there was one. This was long ago, mind you. We were travelling through the Sky Needle peaks. Very high up, the air was clear as crystal, and the stars at night. Oh, you've never seen stars like that. Felt like you could just reach out and pluck them like silver apples. And there was a village there, cliff top, perched right on the edge of everything. Mostly miners and astronomers lived there, and, well, there was a girl named Ilara. Her father ran this big observatory telescope. She wasn't like anyone I'd met before. Hair like spun moonlight. Sounds silly saying it now, but it looked just like it. And she knew the stars better than I knew my own garden paths. She didn't just know the constellations everyone sees. She knew the secret ones, the shy ones that only peek out when the moon is new. She showed me patterns I'd never imagined. The silver eel twisting through the void, the kettle constellation they used to time their tea breaks at the observatory. Things you won't find on any map. We spent one evening. There was a shower of shooting stars, like diamonds spilling across black velvet. We sat on the observatory roof, wrapped in blankets, just watching. Didn't say much, didn't need to. The whole world felt quiet, just the whisper of the wind and the sky putting on its show. She gave me a piece of polished obsidian, smoothed by the wind up there. Said it held a bit of the night sky. Still got it somewhere, tucked away in my treasure box. Ah, but journeys move on, don't they? She belonged to the mountains, to the stars, and I had more wandering to do. Different paths, but yes, Ilara, a lovely girl, a very fond memory, made those cold nights in the peaks a little warmer for a while. Right, smell that stew now. Getting richer. I'd say it's ready to serve. All right now, careful. This is hot. There's one bowl for you. Mind the steam. And one for me. Ah, doesn't that smell good? Proper warming. There we go. Find a spot for it. Careful on that little table. It wobbles if you... What's that you say? Goodness me. Know what Ilara's doing now? Contact her. Heavens, no. Whatever gave you that idea? My word, that was... Oh, decades ago. Another lifetime almost. Just a fleeting moment on a long journey, that's all. A lovely memory like finding an unexpected berry patch on a long walk. Sweet, but you don't expect the berries to still be there 50 years later, do you? No, that's all ancient history. People move on, places change. She's likely got grandchildren of her own by now, telling them stories about the stars. Or perhaps she decided to travel to the stars. Who knows? Contact her. Preposterous. What would an old hobbit like me say? Hello, remember me from that mountaintop half a century ago? How are your constellations? Nonsense, utter nonsense. My word, you are a cheeky one, aren't you? Stirring up an old man's dusty memories like that. Now then, eat your stew before it gets cold, and tell me what you think. Well, what's the verdict? Not too peppery, is it? I sometimes get a bit carried away. Needs more salt? Ah, good. Glad it meets with your approval. Nothing quite like a hot stew on a cool evening, is there? Especially with fresh bread to mop it up. There's a loaf cooling on the rack if you fancy a piece later. Yes, hit the spot, that did. It's nice, this. Just sitting here, quietly, watching the fire dance, listening to the stew bubble. Good company. Yes, simple things really are the best things. Just listen to that fire now. Lovely. Yes. Oh my, getting rather sleepy now after that stew. This old armchair, far too comfortable sometimes, could just drift off right here